Hello everyone. A very good evening to all of you guys. My name is Abhishek Singh and I welcome you all in this really important lecture guys for all the students who are planning to take up the EPFO examination this year. For them I have brought up a very new thing, right? In fact, you all must be having some sort of idea, some sort of the discussion, debates and various guidances as well. But today I will be here to help you out that how to tackle, how to deal with the history part in the EPFO examination. All right. So welcome everyone. Those who are watching it on the YouTube, on the Gradeup application, they are all welcome in this class. A very good afternoon. Good afternoon, Praveen. So how are you, Praveen? I hope you are doing good today. So everyone, just make sure guys that you join in the session very quickly, and as you join in that I'm just going to start with the session right soon after that. So before moving ahead, I would just like to tell you something that today is the day of celebrations. All right, today is a day of celebrations. Makar Sankranti and Pongal and Bihu, then Khichdi and Lohri, Uttarayan. Different names are there, guys. So even the things moving around you can be a question. So be smart in analyzing those things. All right. So a very good evening, Subhashmita. Very good evening. Right. So guys, let's wait for a couple of minutes and see that how many people more join in at the 4 p.m. on this class, in this class. And after that, soon we will start the topic of the day, that is how to tackle the EPFO history with this simple method. All right. So how many of you have this type of thought that history is a problematic subject for you? Anyone? Do you think that is the history problematic subject for you guys? If it is, so today just stay tuned with this lecture, and I'm just giving one assurity that if you would follow exactly what I'm saying, you will be simply crossing the burden of history in the EPFO. All right. So guys, the outline for the today's lecture, that is going to be the first of all, we will discuss in brief the syllabus of this examination. Second thing, I will be telling you the analysis of the previous year questions, right? However, this exam is being conducted after a gap of 4 years, but still we can have some inputs from the previous year question for sure. Then I will be giving you the best tips for the best performance in the history in this examination. And then at last we will discuss about the importance of the mock tests. All right, guys. So those who are watching it on the YouTube, welcome everyone. And let's get started with the syllabus at first. All right. So first of all, the syllabus, as you can see here, it includes the overall the time period of the post 1857 era. That means completely the modern history. All right. And not only that, the modern history is also, actually, you know, we all know that the process of the British advent and its expansion, its consolidation, that is all the part of the modern history. But before 1857, whatever happened, that is not concernable in this part or in this syllabus. So therefore we must be having just complete focus on this post 1857 time. All right. So as you can see guys, just have a look on this syllabus first. I have made a point of each part of the syllabus. So revolt of 1857. So first war of independence against the British. Then the causes of the rise of the Indian national movement. All right. And the points where I would be making a star, make sure that these points are even more important in the syllabus. So the revolt is there, the causes of rise of the Indian national movement is there, and then there is the Indian nationalism. All right. Then there is Indian nationalism. So guys, this phase is definitely a very important phase in the syllabus. Moderate phase, reforms, small elementary reforms, and Bengal partition. Usually we get to see the questions from this topic also. Okay. Indian national movement, extremist period, and the important Indian freedom fighters. So guys, all these parts, all right, all these parts, they hold the equal weightage or equal probability of giving you the questions. All right, giving you the questions. So can we see here the rise of Gandhi? Again, very important. Rise of Gandhi is a very important part. Then non-cooperation movement, Home Rule League movement, Salt Satyagraha, all these, again, very important part. And then comes the peak. So guys, here Satyagraha, okay, the non-cooperation, that phase of 1920s, and the second, right, major phase under Gandhian leadership, that is the civil disobedience movement. This is also a very important one. However, if we consider the whole syllabus, the syllabus is short. Let me tell you very clearly, guys, the syllabus, right, that is short. It's not a very big syllabus because we get the questions also, we get in the limited numbers. Why? We get the limited number of questions. Usually we can have variable number of questions. For example, as much as you can see, like 10 to 12 or sometimes 15, not more than that, However, it depends upon the distribution of the different topics of the syllabus. All right, guys, so let's get to the questions which were asked in the previous years. As you can see this, guys, as you can see this here, this is part B. So let me zoom it in so that you can have a good look on it. Now, these are the questions of the 2017 as these were asked. So this question is from a book. Okay. It is asking about a book written by a freedom fighter. Similarly, this question is related to the policy of the Governor General or the Viceroy. All right. So let me make it short for you, that books, all right, journals, magazines, all these, if written by prominent freedom fighters, all right, prominent freedom fighters, then these become important automatically. Similarly, the second question here, guys, policy of the Viceroy. So once again, policies of the important viceroys. So who are the important viceroys? Let me make it a list for you guys. Just listen very carefully, everyone. Important viceroys from 1857 onwards include the following, right? First of all, it includes Lord Mayo, all right, Mayo. Then it includes Lytton, okay. It includes Ripon. Then it includes Dufferin, all right, and Curzon. After that, more than the Viceroy, the leadership of Indian national movement, that becomes more important. So the policies of only these viceroys would be considered as important. They will not be asking the questions related to the policies of the other viceroys. However, if more comes, then Wavell, Lord Wavell and Mountbatten, the last two viceroys of India, Lord Wavell and Mountbatten, these are also important viceroys. So guys, make sure that you go through the policies, the decisions, the major incidents taken place during these viceroys: Lord Mayo, Lord Lytton, Ripon, Dufferin, Curzon, Wavell and Mountbatten. So Wavell and Mountbatten will be covered automatically in the Indian national freedom struggle. All right. So very good evening, Sujit. I hope you are good. All right. And just a second, guys. Let me check it on the YouTube as well. So guys, just make sure that those who are watching it on the YouTube, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. It will not cost you anything, and you can share it among all your friends who are preparing for the EPFO examination. All right. So let's come back to the topic. Now, here is a question. Which of the following is not correct, or sorry, is correct about the Assam in the British India? Assam in the British India. It was a part of the Northeastern Frontier Agency, or province made or separated from Bengal. So guys, when we will study about Lord Curzon, see, this is the demand of the any UPSC examination, whether it is examination for the assistant commandant, examination for the EPFO, EOs and AOs, we get to see such questions which are very common in the topic, but they have the in-depth demand of understanding. So when you will study about Curzon, all right, Curzon, then you will study about the Bengal partition. Then you will also study about the areas included in the Bengal partition. So here you will also study about the history, brief history of the Assam as well. This question is indirectly from the same topic, Curzon. Okay. Then peasant association set up in Kerala, that was called as. So guys, once again, so till now we have seen the books, journals and magazines written by the prominent freedom fighters, Gandhiji, Dadabhai Nauroji, Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, okay, Aurobindo Ghosh, all those leaders. Second, the policies of the important viceroys. All right. And third, can you see this? Peasant association and the women association. All right. Peasant association and the women association. So third point of the focus, that should be the organizations. The organizations related to what? Related to the peasants, related to the workers, related to the you can say women welfare. All right, women and depressed classes. Women and the depressed classes. So guys, organizations related to these social groups, women, workers, depressed classes, peasants, etc. These are essential and important. One more question from the women organization. Arya Mahila Samaj, that was founded by whom? This one more question, guys. All right. Then one more question from the newspapers, magazines, journals, books of the freedom fighters. See this question. It was who among the following is considered to be the first Indian to go jail in the performance of his duty as a journalist? So when you study about the nationalist leaders and their newspapers, their journals, etc., then you get to see the such type of information. One more question from the journal, magazines, etc. of the national leaders. Which of the following publication was started by Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan in 1928? Pakhtun, Khudai Khidmatgar, Young India, India Awakens. So guys, now the same topic, that is the leaders, the national leaders and their newspapers, books, journals, magazines. Same topic is giving you multiple questions in the same year. All right. Then another topic, the organization, the women organization, the peasant organization, the worker organizations, giving you the multiple questions in the same year. Then again, guys, one more question from the book. Which social reformer's autobiography entitled Looking Back describes the experience in setting up the schools for the women in Pune? Two topics are connected: women empowerment and the social reform. So here, guys, the women's school, whosoever would have tried to establish the women's school around 1890s, if we study about the social reforms related to the women empowerment, we will definitely get an idea about that. All right. So here we can say that these topics are covering up the multiple questions in the history, guys. Okay, so these are the three topics. Then coming further, just see this one. Now, which of the following works was not contributed by the famous social reformer Begum Ruqayya? So guys, social reformer, that also the women social reformer. Women social reformer. One more question of that. Okay, one more question of that. Here also, can you see this one? Which of the following is not a characteristic of the Mughal Chronicles? Sometimes when I give you the mock test, I give you a quiz of 5 questions on every Saturday, and I give you a question from the medieval or the ancient, then many people say that, sir, it is not mentioned in the syllabus. Even in 2017 also, friends, this was not mentioned in the syllabus, but they got a question that what is the following is not a feature of the Mughal Chronicles. So we need to have an understanding of the basic understanding of the Mughals, basic understanding of the culture, sometimes ancient history. At least by mistake also, if we get one question, that one question should not be left from us. Okay, left by us. Got it? So guys, we can conclude on the following. That in every question paper of EPFO, we get to see that almost 10 to 12 questions are asked from history. Undoubtedly, the history covers just the modern history part, the syllabus covers just the modern history part, but 1 or 2 questions may be coming from the ancient or the medieval just to check your awareness, maybe. So we can at least expect out of 12, the 10 to 11 questions from modern only. Okay, so the first part says that. Second thing, it says that most of the questions are formed around the Gandhian phase. However, the magazines, the journals, the social organizations associated with the national leaders and the social reforms, social reformers related to the women, related to the peasant, related to the depressed communities. All right, these are essentially important. Basically, guys, whenever you go to write an examination, try to understand that which organization is conducting that exam and for which post is that exam being conducted. When you go to the EPFO, all right, so there the EPFO is basically what? The Provident Fund organization, and that wants a person having the sensitivity, the sensibility and the sensitivity related to the national movement and especially to the depressed classes, to the depressed communities in the society. All right, their questions in the constitution are also mostly dedicated to that type of only. So here, one thing we can say, you can clearly make an idea that difficulty level is easy for almost 50% questions, and 30 to 35% questions are moderate and the rest are not tough, but usually not very commonly heard. For example, just see this question. Okay, I am very much sure that many people would not have heard about the Begum Ruqayya, right? Similarly, on this page, if you can see this, all right, this one, see this. Okay, these type of things, not very common, but based on the pure reason, you will not read these things commonly in any book, but when you read the whole book, you will get to understand that what was the basic reason behind the lack of the Indian development, economic development of India in the 19th century. All right, or this book is also very, this name question is also very unusual type, related to the social reforms only, but not very common in its asking nature, all right. So we can say that some of the questions are not very common, all right, not very common, but yes, they are not tough either. Clear, guys? So now coming to the main part, that is the tips for your best performance in the history. So friends, now I am going to tell you something which is actually the very important part. Very important. You know what? Whenever you get to see some odd questions which you might not have heard anywhere, what is the reason behind that? The reason is that they ask the questions from NCERTs. And we all, as a student or as a teacher, we all know that the NCERTs are the crux for any examination conducted by the central exam conducting bodies such as UPSC, such as SSCs also. Clear? And guys, we all know that NCERT contains in its every line, it contains some other important information, but we simply either read it for the sake of reading or we simply cover it for the sake of completion of the syllabus. So this is a request and suggestion for you that NCERTs should be your base books and nothing else. Not at all. Just NCERTs. Here for the history, modern history is covered in class 8th NCERT. Alright, class 8th NCERT. And the class 8th NCERT having in two parts, 1 and 2, even though the first part is slightly less relatable, however, you should not ignore that because that forms the basis of understanding of the economic exploitation of India, of the colonial expansion in India, of the expansion of the British efforts and British power in India. So guys, why are these important? Because in NCERT, you get many questions in the boxes, in the exercise that are relatable to the 1 mark questions. They make you understand with the help of diagrams. Language is simple, source is authentic, and conceptual clarity is something which you always get through the NCERTs. So make NCERTs the base, that is the first point you must follow in this. Alright? Then focus more on the lower classes NCERTs. Guys, what happens that whenever a teacher tells you that go to the NCERT, you start reading the NCERTs of class 11th and 12th. Don't do that. Alright? If you get the required syllabus in any lower class NCERTs, class 6, 7th, 8th, 4th, 5th, make sure that you go through the NCERTs even more elaborately because they contain these contain the information to attract the younger children, and therefore sometimes such trivial information is given which is commonly omitted out in the ordinary books. So sometimes the paper setter, they give the question from these books and we are simply looking on the other side because we have not studied these NCERTs. So for you, another mantra is that NCERTs should be your base, but more focus on the lower classes NCERTs. I'm not saying to ignore the class 12th NCERT, but more focus on the class 8 NCERT. Another very good and very important point for you all, that solve those interesting questions in the boxes and at the end of the chapters. Okay, guys, NCERT contains various information boxes. All right, information boxes, various columns, various do you know type of boxes. All right, and sometimes the additional informations also. Guys, these things are to create the interest of the young children, but you as a competitive student, you must focus to take advantage of that extra knowledge to enrich your understanding of the topic. Getting my point? So another tip for you, that make extra efforts to learn those interesting boxes, interesting dialogue boxes, interesting questions given in the NCERT on the side of the page, on the side space of the pages. Getting my point? For example, here, William Jones, respect for ancient culture. Rabindranath Tagore, learning in the natural environment. Thomas Macaulay, promotion of the English education. Mahatma Gandhi, critical of the English education. Pathshalas related to Guru. These are simply telling you the relations, right? How can the question be formed from this? Very simple. Okay, consider the following statements about the William Jones. He had the respect for the ancient culture. Second, he was responsible for the establishment of the Asiatic Society of Bengal. Third, he was the first chairperson of the Archaeological Survey of India. So you have to learn, you have to recognize which of the statement is correct, which is not correct. The first two statements are correct, the third one is not correct. All right. This is how NCERT helps you to frame the questions. As a aware and alert learner, as a competitive student, you must focus your attention on the NCERT's boxes and questions, guys. Here also, this type of questions give you the permanent memory related to the terminologies. UPSC in EPFO ask the questions related to the terminologies. All right. So here, guys, you can match these things like Bagas, Central India. All right. Like you can match these things, one Gujars, like in the Punjab region. All right. So this is how you can compare that Santhals, Jharkhand. Okay. This is how you can compare, and these type of questions, if you are solving it, that will never be forgotten. Remember, guys, you will never forget these type of questions. Even if they are asking in examination, you will be easily solving, while other students, they will be having some problems. So guys, just see this. This is the example of the additional boxes given in the book. Now, here, Majha Pravas, written by Vishnu Bhatt Godse. You do not know, and you never know, that if there is a book with the name Majha Pravas, they will ask a question. The book named Majha Pravas is written by whom? Is written by whom? So simply you can not remember, because you will not get it anywhere, but you can get it only in the NCERT. In the box, they are giving you the name of the book also, name of the writer also, and the subject as well. In this year UPSC examination, guys, Civil Services examination, there was a question about the Sakharam Ganesh Deuskar. No single book had given information on that except NCERTs. That also lower classes NCERTs, class 8 NCERT. Got it? So this will help you even in the EPFO exam as well. Just see this, guys. So here, such type of informations are exclusively available in the NCERTs and not in the general books. Got it? So this is why I am trying to stress on this particular point. At the last, if we see, guys, don't skip the written ones. If you learn the boxes, if you solve the 1 mark or the objective questions of NCERT, and those people who say that, sir, I have studied, right? I have studied, but I cannot remember it. I have not done the revision. So how will you be able to do the revision, guys? Simple. Solve these questions. Very easy. What is it taking? Simple 250 to 300 words, right, type of answer. Before that also, you will have the 100 to 150 words answer. You do not need to answer in the EPFO as a subjective paper. That is obviously correct. But when you will write, by writing, your memory becomes permanent. So my last tip for your success in the history, because history is such a subject that contains number of facts you cannot deny. You cannot deny this fact. So how to inculcate, how to bring those facts, those informations, those you can say revelations into your mind by writing it. And where you will get the questions from? NCERT is simple. Use that. Very easy. And when you write the answer, see, NCERT are made for the children only. So definitely their answers will be present in the chapter itself. So try to, then after you write it, just match it with the chapter. So once you will read it, you will write the answer and you will match it. Your revision will be covered automatically, guys, and you will not even recognize that you are revising it. So this is the most effective method to cover the NCERTs and to cover the subject of history for the EPFO examination. All right. And Last but not the least for this, once you finish the NCRTs, only once you finish, only if you finish it. If you do not finish it, don't jump on the spectrum, don't jump on the any other book, Palasi to Partition, don't jump on the Bipin Chandra. They will not help you until and unless you have the basic understanding. And at the same time, they will be like 500, 700 pages of a book who will give you hardly 3 to 5 questions of EPFO. And at the same time, just read the class 8th NCRT and class 12th NCRT theme 3rd, okay, theme 3rd, modern history. These two NCRTs will also give you the similar output. In fact, much better output, because they will also give you the understanding. Okay, so guys, you will be like able to cover up almost 7 to 9 questions if you have thoroughly revised the NCRTs, thoroughly followed my instructions. You will be easily able to cover up 7 to 9 questions out of 10 to 12 questions of EPFO. All right, and this is more than enough for any competitive examination, that if you cover 70% of the paper, because we all know that for general cutoff is about 50%. All right, this is the cutoff. For overall, I am talking about history. So take a better score in history, guys. Take a better score in history. That will help you in other subjects. All right. So after revising it, everything, this type of the timelines, this type of the, you can say, colored charts, if you get on the internet, or you can make it by yourself in your copy. If it will not look that much beautiful, that's okay, but that will definitely help you to understand the overall process of the Indian national movement. Can you see this phrase, this time here, okay, this time frame? Then again, every year some or the other important things are here. Okay, some or the other important things are here. So you can just make it as the reckoner chart. What do we call it as? The reckoner chart. Okay, ready reckoner. All right, ready reckoner. Just to give you a quick reference, if you just see this chart, you will immediately get an idea. Achha, this happened in this particular year, and who was the leader? You will automatically understand. So guys, this type of things are also very much creative and very much helpful for you to tackle the questions in a very interesting manner. You will not feel bored while studying history. This is the biggest problem. Many students face it as the biggest problem. Now, okay, what is the take mine of UPSC? Tell me what? Aman Paswan, my dear brother. First of all, I would request you one thing, that please ask the question more clearly. That will help me also to understand the question. And if I will understand the question, definitely my answer will help you even more. Clear? So try to ask in the proper sentence, and that will help you, brother, for sure. Then, talking about the mock test. So my dear friends, when you are finished, you are done with the revision of the NCRTs, revision of the one standard book. Which standard book should you go for? After finishing the class 8th and class 12th NCRT, class 12th, only 1/3 part of class 12th. Okay, NCRT. I don't think that you should be requiring to go for any additional book. However, in case of extreme need, extreme requirement, you may go for one book. Which is that book, guys? That book should be the Palasi to Partition. Palasi to Partition. I will not suggest you the Spectrum. Why so? Because Spectrum, earlier it was very good. Earlier it was a very thin book with lots of the good return on the time that you invest in it. But nowadays, the Spectrum is very bulky. Okay, very bulky, containing 900, 800 pages, and still you will get just 2 or 3 questions out of it. So that will be simply wasting your time. So go for this book. This will give you a better understanding for those 2-3 questions which are not doable by ordinary student. You will be able to do that. Otherwise, NCERTs are there to help you. And apart from that, the mock tests are the ultimate Ramban, the panacea of every examination conducted by UPSC or any other examining board, examining body. Got it? So guys, where to get the proper questions from? So attend the previous year questions of EPFO and the UPSC CSC old style. Nobody will tell you this, I can guarantee. But my dear friends, if you have observed properly the UPSC Civil Services examination in the old pattern, they used to ask such questions which are asked nowadays in the EPFO as well. Right? So old pattern means what? You can go for before 2011, or you can cover up the questions from the year 2000 to 2011. Right? That will help you very much in tackling the questions of factual nature that are asked in the EPFO. Got my point? Now, here as we can say that, do not forget to attend the mock quiz of the history on the Gradeup to boost your preparations and confidence. So guys, I will be, I have already started that classes, and I come with 5 questions on every Saturday 5 p.m. All right. And those 5 questions, they seem very less on a one day. But if you do the same thing every day for history, polity, economy, every other subject, guys, believe me, you will be having at the end of the day, near examination, you will be having more than 1,000 questions practiced by you, and easily your confidence will be much higher. So this is a very important tip that you must follow. And you can purchase any good book containing the NCERT based questions, and the solutions should not be there. Solutions you should be trying to find by yourself. Right? So guys, see, if you are not comfortable in attending the Gradeup quiz, so you can also go for any standard book, right? Any standard book, and that book should contain the question bank based on the NCERTs. That will also help you a lot. Otherwise, if you don't have that facility, so Gradeup is always there for your help to provide you the mock tests for the practice as well. All right, guys. So how can you get that mock test? Just you can see this here. The Gradeup Super, that is the course, right, for the students who want to prepare for the UPSC EPFO. They have applied for it in the last year, and they are willing to write down the examination on the 9th of May 2020. Right. So guys, this is for you only. This is for you only. You will get 175 plus live classes with the 3000 plus practice questions. 3000 plus practice questions, and the 10 mock tests will also be provided to you along with the 170 plus chapter wise study notes. So guys, this is definitely going to be a one-stop solution for every single aspirant, those who are looking to appear in the year 2021 on the 9th of May, and that is actually something which is definitely going to change your feet. All right, so I hope you loved this session, guys. If you loved this session, don't hesitate to push that like button on the YouTube. Don't hesitate to share it, the link of that video, with all of your friends who are preparing for this examination. In case of any questions or any queries, you can simply call on this number and our team will be more than happy to contact you. So guys, do all the very best that you have. Okay, prep smart, right? Score better, go Gradeup. Thank you so much, guys, for this session, and we will meet in another session in some other class. Thank you so much till then.